Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dychronic, heroes here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be showing you where the Xur's inventory, random rolls, and all my recommendations for April 3rd, 2020. All that whatnot, you know what it is. So you can find him in his regular location on Io, so just head over to the Giant Scar, make your way into this cave right here, and then of course you will be in his regular spot at the end of this cave. Next to this dude with the new Recluse ornament that I've been looking for. My goodness! I mean, it's not that different, but like, I've been using that gun so much, I need a new one. And also, to address the elephant in the room, I have actually peeked at his inventory, and well, I mean, you've probably seen the thumbnail, and you can see in the bottom left there, Xur's selling the Hardlight, and it's, yeah. If you don't know, you probably haven't played Crucible this season, I rank in my PvP primaries Hardlight as #1, and it's scary that he's selling it, meaning that everybody's gonna have the opportunity to use it. Right, so for the weapon this week, we have the Hardlight auto rifle, pretty much the best gun in the Crucible right now for a lot of different reasons. First of all, for its main perk here, Volatile Light, rounds from this weapon have no damage fall off, the most important part about this, so it's literally an infinite range assault rifle, over penetrates targets and ricochets off of hard surfaces, and projectile damage increases after bounce. I believe it's double damage every bounce, or you can get some crazy amount of damage if you're just ricocheting shots. Technically, I would still not recommend you ricochet shots. It's oftentimes just better to shoot people in the head. The other perk is going to be the fundamentals, where you can hold down the reload button to switch between the different types of damage, solar, arc, and void. So overall, this is a PvP weapon. In PvE, again, it has that ability to switch between the different types. For match game activities like the Nightfall, it is useful, but almost every single time you can just have 3 different teammates with the 3 different elements. It's not really that important. On top of that, the Hardlight does have a catalyst that maxes out its stability all the way up to 100. Now, currently it still has a bit of kick to it. It still has recoil with the catalyst, but it is going to be a little bit better than that. Oh wow, I forgot that it has the full chrome version of this. Oh yeah, that's pretty sexy. So yeah, if you don't have it, get it. If you do have it, fear it. Moving on to the Hunter exotic, we have the Orpheus Rig. One of my favorite exotics for the Hunter, is just amazing, definitely like top 5, and really useful if you want to be a support for your team. Its main perk, Uncanny Arrows, provides ability energy for each enemy tethered by Deadfall Anchors. Deadfall Anchors being the Way of the Trapper super, where you can only shoot 1 bow, and then Mobius Quivers has more shots, which is the other super from Way of the Pathfinder, where you can shoot the bow multiple times in the same super. Now there is going to be a caveat to this exotic, is that it got nerfed with Season of the Worthy, and it has been nerfed many times over many seasons. Super generating exotics have taken a lot of hits over time, and the most recent nerf for Orpheus Rigs means that you can only get a maximum of 50% of your super back from this particular exotic. So if you did not know, ability energy set, it means your grenade, your melee, and your super. Used to be you could get your entire super back for tethering a group of enemies, and then shoot the same super, tether the exact same group of enemies, get your super again. It was a whole lot of fun, but no longer can you ever do that, because they max out at 50%. Now technically 50% is not really that bad, because these days the super generation, oftentimes you only get around 50%, so it's not going to change much for a lot of people, but for those massive tethers, you're not going to get your full tethers, and that is a bit sad. As far as the role goes, primary in intellect is definitely good synergy for this exotic. A primary in mobility is definitely good synergy for hunters, although obviously it has to do with ability energy, so I'd like to see more discipline and strength, but overall definitely above average role for a very, very good exotic that has an ornament that I keep forgetting about. That's it's a weird ornament for sure. Moving on to the Titan exotic, we have the Stronghold Gauntlets. Now this is a sword-based exotic, and generally swords have not been great until the most recent patch with the Season of the Worthy, where they kind of revamped swords with an energy thing. Instead of having it all dependent on ammo, they have a energy for your heavy attack, energy for your block, and I would say this exotic is better equipped for that kind of thing. Its main perk, Clenched Fist, maximizes your guard stats on equipped swords, and shots blocked immediately after guarding will heal you. That means that you can block more damage by blocking with your sword. That means that you can stay longer in your block, and of course you can heal yourself if you block right when that shot is coming in. So overall, I would like to say this is better than it used to be because of the new energy mechanic, not using up your sword ammo, and the fact that swords are actually just better these days. They do actually do really good damage these days, especially with the full energy heavy attack, these things are definitely on point and a lot of fun to use. However, I'm not sure if the strongholds are worth it yet. I definitely have to do more experimentation, and maybe I'll even make a build around it. We'll see. As far as the role goes, primary in strength, discipline, and resilience, I guess makes sense for this particular build. They're kind of all over the place. I would say probably above average roll for perhaps a below average exotic that, has an ornament that makes it look very, very similar. So it's really not much change to it. And finally, we have the Warlock exotic. Contraverse hold used to be in like the top 2 best exotics for Warlocks in PvP. These things were an absolute monster. Now, with the Season of the Worthy, they not only nerfed Contraverse hold, they also nerfed handheld Supernova, which is the entire point of using these, just make them absolutely ridiculous. If you did not know, its main perk Chaotic Exchanger resist incoming damage while charging your Void Grenades with Chaos Accelerant, Feed the Void, or handheld Supernova, and charge Void Grenades return a random amount of grenade energy on hit. Now, they nerfed this thing in many ways. First of all, the resistance that you get while charging the grenade, which is what you use to survive shotgun shots, they reduced the resistance pretty considerably. On top of that, they made it so the charge time is much shorter, so you really have to be using it when you actually want to launch it. The spread of the handheld Supernova was tightened. It also does not actually kill as much as it did before. There's just so many different things they did to make it a little worse. However, it's still useful to use in the same way you used it before. You still get damage resistance while using it. You still get the ability to throw those handheld Supernovas a little bit better than before, because you still get grenade energy on hits, which is still nice to have. So I think it's still a good exotic, but I don't think that it's going to be top 2 anymore. As far as the role, primary and recovery and discipline is perfect. That's exactly what you want for pretty much anybody, but specifically Warlocks obviously get a lot more recovery, and then discipline just matches up perfect synergy. So I would say a very above average role for a very above average exotic. Obviously it is a 48 total stats, so keep that in mind, and it does not seem to have an ornament. And that's pretty much it. Make sure you're picking up your 5 of Swords for high-scoring Nightfalls if you want to do the regular Nightfalls with some higher score. Picking up your Invitation of the 9 if you want to get some powerful gear and lore. And finally, the Exotic Engram, guaranteeing you an exotic that you do not have from any of the world drops. And this goes for, by the way, it goes for any exotic engram. So if you have exotic engrams in your season pass, those will guarantee you an exotic that you don't have for that class. And that's it. That is the end of the video. I'm just hanging out here with my uncharged Me 9. For some reason he has a number in his name on Steam. This is Steam, bro. You can have whatever name you want. Anyways, that's the end of it. My name's Dychronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.